I got the COVID-19 vaccine today. The debated AstraZeneca vaccine from Oxford. And I'll have to say that it was a mixed experience. When I woke up today, I could not dream that I'd be getting the CovidShield vaccine in probably the next 4 hours. I got a call from a friend. We got the appointment and we reached so and so hospital around 11:30, 12. The website was down and there was a decent crowd, like 20, 30 people. Because the website was down, the process could not start till, let's say, 12:30 or 1. And we, almost all of us had to wait in line, which was, I'll have to say, not socially distanced. But once the process began, it was pretty smooth. There were adequate sanitizers. Everyone was measuring everything, the blood pressure, the pulse rate. I mean, obviously, if you wanted to follow the procedures, you could follow the procedures. There were people cutting queues, there were people leaving early, but in general, they laid out a pretty well defined process. Now, I'm going to talk about my personal experience here. And that being said, I would want almost everyone who doesn't have a lot of issues to get the vaccine, to get the jab. And this is only because that's the only realistic way I see that our country, that our entire global diaspora, not just Indian, but the entire global population can only beat this through absolute mass vaccination. Now, I'll have to say, I was not in the best frame of mind when I reached the hospital. These moments of AstraZeneca and blood clots and whatnot, these were all in the back of my head. Moreover, the people I was getting the shot with were, how do I put this delicately? A mixed bag, I would say. Given any other situation, I don't think we would have met, but all of us knew the need. All of us knew that we should take every chance we get as soon as possible. Now I'm gonna tell you the story from the perspective of the clerk. This guy sees about 100, 150 vaccination applications. He's working like absolutely relentlessly around the clock. I saw the person who was clearing the tables, who was applying the vaccination for everyone. There were 4 sites that were defined: site 1, site 2, site 3, site 4. It was really well defined, and just to see the camaraderie, the synchronization, the synergy of all the healthcare workers made me feel a little better. I'm not gonna lie, maybe it was the first time in 15 days that I actually stepped out. I was feeling amazing. And that was till the vaccination was applied. After the vaccination was applied, I'll have to say the next 30 minutes were not great. I don't think I had a very high BP, but I did feel uncomfortable. After 30 minutes were over, we left We walked to the entrance of the hospital and we got back. When I came back, I took off my double mask. I took a long bath because I was crazy in panic. Like, what all have I done? What all have I touched? I took off everything that I was taking as an accessory. I washed or sanitized my wallet. I washed and sanitized my glasses. I washed and sanitized my phone. I didn't wash it, obviously, I sanitized it. But you get the point. I did gargles, like with my mouthwash and with betadine gargles because I have tonsillitis episodes once or twice a year. I took all the precautions. And just before sleeping, I could feel that I was a bit sleepy. I made the absolute blunder of checking my SpO2 and my pulse. Taking in 3-4 long deep breaths, my oxygen level, which was marginally below 95, came up to 98. That was fine. That was absolutely fine. The problem was that my pulse was skyrocketing. I'm not even going to tell the real amount because that's just going to scare everyone else. But it was caused not because of the vaccine entirely. I did have a late lunch and gastric issues coupled with it have caused an increased heartbeat in the past. When I woke up, my heartbeat was considerably better and I feel much, much better since the past 3-4 hours that I've woken up. So, given this mixed bag experience, I would still take a second jab at the drop of a hat after 45 days, which is what they recommended me. Because I see the healthcare workers, people who are putting their lives literally on the line every darn day. And if testing out a vaccine which has a very minimal statistical chance of producing a blood clot is the way I can help or assist these healthcare workers, I think it's time I took it. I haven't donated to any organization because I really don't know where the money goes. I haven't donated to PM Cares or my Delhi government's fund. I haven't even donated to the local drives that have been there in my own colony. But this was my chance. This was my chance to help reduce the spread. And I'm happy I took it. I'm really, really happy I took it.